What you have before you is a very long video. If you do not want to watch a very long video, this is not the video for you. I want to give you fair warning. I am not concise. I do not get to the point. I talk about a lot of different things in this video, and you may prefer not to watch it. If you'd like to know what I ate over 5 days without having to watch a 45+ minute video, I posted a much shorter one yesterday. And by much shorter, I mean still too long, but 30 minutes as opposed to 45. So do yourself a favor, save the 15 minutes and go watch that other video. But if you really want to know everything about this week, the things that I ate, the habits that I worked on, the thoughts that I had, then go ahead and watch. Enjoy. Good morning. It is Monday. I have weighed in at 245.6, but we're not going to count the points. We're just going to go with the even number. So 245, and I'm not rounding. Whatever the number is, that's what it is. All right, fine. 245.6. Sheesh. So I weighed in this morning at 245.6, which means I have 10.4 pounds to go until I achieve my goal of losing 100 pounds in 2025. I have made some commitments based on my week 35 update video. That included logging my meals faithfully. I've decided on that because it is a keystone habit, and as a keystone habit, it influences a lot of other habits. For instance, I have found that when I track my meals, I don't tend to eat as many snacks between meals, or at least if I eat them, I measure them and know exactly what I'm eating. No more handfuls of peanuts when I go into the pantry type things. So, tracking meals. On that front, I have had a banana so far this morning, and that banana has been tracked. I also had one slice of an apple that I cut up, which I will track later because that apple is part of my snacks throughout the day. So that apple will be logged under snacks all at once, regardless of when I happen to nibble on the slice. So that is the first commitment that I've made. And so far, a few hours into the week, I'm doing quite well. But, that's to be expected. We're right at the beginning. So, number 2 is I will find a way to work in 4 workouts this week. I do have my gym clothes packed and ready with me, and my plan is to go to the gym after work today. We'll see if that turns out to be what happens, but that's my intention. And then thirdly, I have committed to no longer filming or editing video after 10 p.m. in order to encourage myself to go to bed and get the sleep that I need. Now, did I follow that last night? No, because I said I'm starting right now. So today, boom, here we go. So tonight, no more filming or editing after 10 o'clock. So that's where we are at the moment, those 3 commitments. And I have set my intentions, and I will be taking you with me throughout the week and giving you regular updates on how I did, and then posting this on Sunday evening because this is the week 36 update. All right, it is Monday and it is time for lunch. We have a jarred salad, which is actually coleslaw. This is coleslaw and broccoli. It is Monday, it is time for lunch, and our lunch today is a jarred salad, which is actually not exactly a salad. Really? It is Monday, and for lunch we have a jarred salad. This is actually not quite a salad. It is coleslaw mix and broccoli slaw mix that I chopped up, to which I added some chopped onion and some black beans and some vegan salad dressing. So all of that together with some quinoa and bulgur, and that is going to be my lunch for today. So let's go ahead and take this and dump that into the bowl. This is actually fun. I enjoy this part. And there we go. Put that over here. That's what it looks like. I'll give you guys a better look at that. Here you go. I'm going to pick up the camera, and that is, let's see. I don't know if that worked or not. I don't know. Let me do it like this. There you go. That's it. So I'm going to mix that up a little bit so that the bulgur is worked in through the slaw. And of course I will log this because I am logging my meals. That is the keystone habit that I have committed to try to get back on track. So again, we've got lunch, a jarred salad with some quinoa and bulgur. Should be good. Let's see how it is. Welcome to my Monday afternoon commute. So it's a little later than I would normally leave school because a club that I sponsor meets on Monday afternoons. It's a Bible club that has a student-led Bible study, and it's great. I really enjoy seeing how those kids really, form community and just encourage and strengthen one another as they study the Bible together. So it's a good time. It's a good time. I went ahead and had an IQ protein bar for an afternoon snack while I waited for them to finish up their study. It's right here. And now I am headed home. Gotta make a quick stop at the drive-thru to pick up something that a couple of the folks at home asked me to get for them. It's interesting, but I've come to feel pretty good about stopping and picking up food that I am not going to eat. It's a strange kind of flex, right? Like, look at this. I can go and pick up this food for them, and I'm not even tempted by it. And that's true. I'm not really tempted by it. I'm not really tempted to go off plan by the things that are obviously bad. The deep fried foods, the French fries, the sodas, the things like that. Those don't really tempt me that much. The areas that I struggle more is in eating calorically dense foods that are on plan. Nuts and nut butters tend to be one of the biggest temptations to me, or maybe overeating good food, healthy food. That's something that I have to be careful of. Those are more of a temptation than, going completely off plan and eating something that I shouldn't. So anyway, it is about 6:39, and I am headed home. I don't think that the gym is going to happen today. If it does, it will be later. I may be able to manage a long walk in the neighborhood, depending how the rest of my evening unfolds. I'm still not quite certain, though. I'm sitting at about 800 calories or so left in my caloric budget, and as I think about the foods that I have available at home, chickpeas figure prominently in my thinking. So, some food prep for this week included a couple pounds of chickpeas, a couple of jarred salads, which are actually coleslaw. This was broccoli slaw and coleslaw chopped together with some vegan dressing and a bunch of black beans, really great. And of course, my typical power oats, and that is my refrigerator saying, hey, shut the door, but you get the point. Well, okay, so here is my final meal of the day. we have some chickpea shells pasta, as well as some mixed vegetables that I added to that. And then the spaghetti sauce mixed with tofu, which you've seen me make before. And this is the pasta. It ended up making about 4 servings, 3 of which I've put away for later and 1 of which I'm about to have right now. It's really good. Then I'm going to finish that off with some grapes. There are about 30 of them there. And that is my dessert. That's gonna finish off today, Monday, at about 1,991 calories, well within budget. 48% of those calories came from carbohydrates. 32% came from fat, which is a little higher than I'd like, but that's still not too terrible. And 19% of my calories came from protein, again, about 1 point lower than what I was aiming for. I ended up with about 90 grams of protein. All in all, I'll call this a win, and absolutely no unplanned eating between meals. The only thing I ate between meals was the apple, which was one of my planned snacks, and the IQ protein bar, which also was a planned snack. So all in all, I'll call that a win. It is a little later than I'd like, 9:04. So by the time I finish eating this, it'll be about 9:30, which means my fasting window will begin at 9:30. Now, I would like, obviously, to stop eating earlier in the day, but my schedule just did not allow it today. So in order to maintain my 12-hour fasting window, I will not be eating until after 9:30 tomorrow morning. So Tuesday's meals won't start until 9:30, which is fine. And that means that I only have another 55 minutes within which I can film, edit, or post videos, because I am going to stop at 10 o'clock and start getting ready for bed. So all in all, I'd say I'm making great progress towards the goals that I set on my week 35 update. So this concludes our Monday installment, and we'll see what Tuesday holds in just a moment. Wow, that is a cool harvest moon. Out for a walk at the only time I can seem to find to get out for a walk. Okay, it is Tuesday. It is 8:27, so I'm still in my fasting window. Won't be having any breakfast today until maybe about an hour from now. I have had 1 cup of coffee and I've got another one brewing. You're probably going to hear that going through the Keurig in just a moment or two. Quick report on yesterday. I hit every target, so I was well over 15,000 steps for the day. I actually went on a 3-mile walk after dinner last night. It was great. So that was 1 workout. It's a cardio workout, no weights or anything, but it counts. So 1 cardio workout for the week so far. Maintained my caloric budget, tracked everything that I ate, so that was great. Also, I cut off filming and recording by 10 o'clock, and I was actually in bed early enough to get just over 6 hours sleep last night, and it was uninterrupted. So yes, all 3 of those targets, and another secret goal that I won't even tell you about until we get to the end of the video, something that I thought would be a good addition to the 3 that I'm already doing, and I hit that goal yesterday as well. So I'll tell you what that is at the end of the video. So anyway, great day so far. Again, it's Tuesday, 2nd day on this part of the journey, and I have to say the scale is already responding, so that's great. Talk to you more later. Don't worry. Well, Tuesday morning has come and gone. We've slipped on into Tuesday afternoon. It's about 12:07, and I'm looking at about a 14-hour fasting window at this point. It is time to break my fast. You know, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it's true. Whether it happens in the morning, afternoon, or evening, it is the meal at which you are breaking your fast, and that is what I'm about to do with these overnight oats. Now, these overnight oats are a slightly different mix than what I normally do, but they are the rolled oats, and they do have flaxseed and chia seed. I've added a tablespoon of PB Fit powder and a whole cup of blueberries. I also used soy milk for the liquid in this. Altogether, it's about 400 calories, 10 grams of fat, all healthy, of course, 46 grams of complex carbohydrates, lots of fiber in this wonderful little meal. And I'm happy to say 21 grams of protein. So that is a pretty hefty batch of protein for this little bowl of oats that I'm about to partake of. I also have a Honey Crisp apple that I've sliced up, and I'll be adding some sparkling water. No sweeteners, no artificial sweeteners, just really great stuff to my lunch. And then, of course, I'm having, water. So that'll be lunch. I've got a number of things set aside in case I want to snack later. I've got some carrot sticks and some hummus, which I might have. I have a nutrition bar on standby. I brought in a builder bar for today in case I want one of those. Don't know if I'm going to have that yet or not. And then for either a late afternoon snack or maybe an early dinner, I have some more of the chickpea pasta that I made last night. Today is a Tuesday, and I generally go to teach a Bible study on Tuesday afternoon, so I usually don't have time to go home and prep a meal. So I have to plan ahead a little bit and bring with me the things that I'm going to have throughout the entire day. And I'm prepared, got everything I need. So everything else is going really well. I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier or not, but I did end up going on a 3-mile walk yesterday afternoon. Tuesday, though, is a pretty busy day for me, so I do expect that I'll get my steps in. I'm almost at 4,000 steps for the day right now, and I'll easily get more than 10,000 before the day is done. But in terms of an actual workout, like a walk or something, usually Tuesdays are going to be one of the days where I don't do that. So my goal was 4 to 5 times a week. Got one in yesterday, not going to do one today. That's the plan. Now, who knows? I might surprise myself and find time to work out somewhere. But for now, it's time to enjoy a delicious lunch. So I decided to leave the pasta at work for my lunch tomorrow and go ahead and stop by Subway for a Veggie Delight wrap and some egg glaze and an unsweet tea. Tell you what, they may not have a lot of different choices, but the choice that they do have works really well for what I want, and it is refreshing, satisfying, and will keep me well within my caloric budget for the day. Look at that. Look delicious. It is. So whenever I order this, I basically get everything on it with 1 scoop of guacamole, no cheese, no meat, just all the vegetables, and 1 line of sweet onion teriyaki, as well as some salt, pepper, and oregano. It's good stuff. Better is one day in your courts, better is one day in your house. And so King Darius, chapter 6, verse 1, issued a decree. So it is about 9:52. If I'm going to keep my commitment to not film after 10 o'clock, then I need to be wrapping up right now. So I'm going to say goodnight for Tuesday. It's been a great day. I'm ending the day probably about 400 or 500 calories under budget. So, let me look. So today was a very light day calorically. I actually came in just under 1,500 calories today. I got to be honest, I usually eat more than that. I think having Subway for dinner, though it was delicious, was a very light meal. It's pretty low cal, and my lunch, which was the oatmeal, was the first thing I ate. So I kind of skipped breakfast today, and I ended up with about 500 calories less than was in my budget. I'm actually a little hungry, but it's late. It's almost 10 o'clock. I really don't want to eat this late. I am probably just going to call it a day. When I get home, maybe have a cup of tea and head to bed. I might have an apple. If I do, I'll let you know in the morning. Have a blessed evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. So it's Wednesday morning and things are going great. Yesterday was a really good day. I ended up my day 400 or 500 calories under budget, not intentionally. That's just kind of the way it happened. By the time I finished up at church, it was really too late to eat anything. And so I went ahead and went to bed, and that was good. I needed the sleep, and I didn't need food that late in the day. So I'm working on hour 13 of my intermittent fasting for the day. I have some overnight oats with me, which I'll eat when I get to my classroom. All in all, it is shaping up to be a great week. Monday and Tuesday have been right on point. Wednesday looks very promising. I got in a good walking workout on Monday. Had church and didn't have time for a workout on Tuesday, but I did get my 10,000 plus steps. And today I should have time to hit the gym after work. That's the plan. We'll see how it works out. I'm off to face the day. It is Wednesday morning. It is 8:30. I'm looking at about a 14-hour fast that I just completed, and we're going to start breakfast here with some overnight oats. These are my power oats that have got flax, chia, PB Fit powder, and blueberries, as well as some soy milk in them. It's going to be a great start to my Wednesday. Lots of protein in these oats, lots of good fiber. These should keep me satisfied until lunch. So I'm looking forward to enjoying those and looking forward to the start of a fantastic day. So this is lunch. We have the protein-packed pasta that I made the other day, about 8 ounces of carrot sticks and some hummus. This is lunch for just under 600 calories. This, combined with the power oats that I had this morning, gives me about 45 grams of protein total for the day. I still have over 900 calories left in my budget, even after both the oats and this. Later on, I'm going to have some of this wonderful, beautiful apple as a snack. Just look at the color on this thing. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Actually, that doesn't even show you. I mean, I know, this is weird. This is a new kind of apple. I've never tried this before, but that's it right there. Isn't that cool? It's a beautiful apple slice. I'm really looking forward to trying. I'm just going to try this one right now. Now you're going to want to know what kind it is, and I don't remember because I've never had it before, and I forgot the name. But it's really this like deep purple, so good. So I want to pause for a moment just to say that with today being Wednesday lunch, I'm halfway through the 5 days that are going to be included in this weekly update. Because I've got Monday and Tuesday in the rearview mirror, and we're halfway through Wednesday now with this being lunch. I'm going to finish out Wednesday, and then still ahead in the video, you're going to have Thursday and Friday. I'm going to cut it off at Friday so that I have time to edit and get the video together on Saturday and then post it on Sunday. That's the plan. So you're going to have a full 5 days of everything that I eat in a day. I'm literally sharing with you everything that I eat over that 5-day window. In addition to tracking my food much more faithfully, which has helped me stop eating in between meals and has made me much more mindful of the caloric density of the snacks that I've been eating, if I have any. I have also been cutting off the video editing and filming at 10 o'clock, no later than that. I've been faithful to do that each day, and that's helped me get more sleep, so I'm feeling much more rested. Even though it's only an extra 30 minutes to an hour of sleep that I'm getting, I'm still feeling a lot better. My stress levels are down. Monday, I went on a 3-mile walk, as you know. Didn't exercise Tuesday, but I am planning on going to the gym this afternoon. I've got my gym clothes with me, and my plan is to go and get a workout in before I go home today. So, yeah, it's going great. And the really cool thing is the scale has noticed. I've definitely dropped more than a couple pounds so far. I'm not going to tell you how many till we get to the end of the video, so keep watching. But I don't even know yet because, I mean, we're not at Friday. And I'm filming this as it's happening. This isn't me looking back on the week. This is me living the week with you along for the ride. I'm so glad that you've chosen to stick around. In fact, I'm going to pause right here and just say, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I know we're only about halfway through the video, but would you mind just taking a moment to like the video if you're enjoying it so far, and to subscribe to the channel. And then after we finish the video, if you would be willing to comment and encourage the rest of the community who's watching this, it would be great. I would love to hear from you. Tell me how your week has gone and how the habits that you're working on are progressing. I would love to hear that. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to go ahead and turn off this video because I only have about 15 minutes left to eat all of this wonderful food, and stay tuned for the rest of the video. Quick update. I only ended up eating about a third of the apple. Why, you ask? Because my students saw it and they wanted to try it. And if I have high school students wanting to try a piece of apple, I'm not going to say no. So yeah, they wanted some. So yeah, ate about a third of the apple. It is about 4:43 in the afternoon, not quite time for dinner. I'm about to leave the classroom and I've got to go to the grocery store. Now, when I'm at the grocery store, I don't want to be tempted to make a bunch of impulse purchases because I'm hungry. So it's time to pull out my emergency rations, and I'm going to have this builder bar, which with another 20 grams of protein is going to put me at just about 70 grams for the day, which is more than I had all day yesterday. So I'm going to have a protein bar, head on out of here, run to the grocery store, pick up a few things for the house, and then go on home and make dinner. So that's the plan. I had hoped to go straight to the gym, but I'm going to have to pick up some things and take them by the house before I get a chance to do that. So we'll see whether or not I actually make it to the gym today. Fingers crossed. All right, I've got something really fun to share with you guys today. I'm going to take one of these, which is an extreme wellness high fiber tortilla, and then we're going to add a few things to it. We're going to add about 1 tablespoon of honey peanut butter, which I'm going to spread on the tortilla like that. Then I'm going to take 1 small apple, which I've diced up and sprinkled on some cinnamon spice or pumpkin pie spice, anything that you'd like really. And I've added that to the peanut butter on the tortilla. Now I'm going to add a banana. There's the banana, and we're going to wrap it up. That's it wrapped, and then we're going to give it a slice. So, in addition to this apple banana peanut butter wrap that I'm having for dessert, I've also decided to have another serving of that chickpea protein pasta with mixed vegetables for dinner, and I'll be finishing it off with another sparkling water. So that's it. That'll be the end of my eating for Wednesday. It is 7:47. It'll probably be about 8 or 8:30 before I finish, probably more like 8:15, I would say. So if I'm on a 12-hour fasting window, that means breakfast tomorrow won't be till after 8:30. But that'll be it for the day. Did go to the grocery store, haven't been to the gym yet. There's a possibility I may make it yet. We'll see. But that's all of the food for Wednesday. All right, it is still Wednesday, and it is later than I intended for it to be, but I am walking into the gym right now. It's almost 10, so I'm not going to get to record in the gym per se, because, hey, I said no more videos after 10. I didn't mean to be working out this late either, though. So, but anyway, here we go. This will make the second workout this week.
Nothing is free. If you want to be successful, you have to pay the price.
So Thursday morning begins with a smoothie. Today's smoothie has about 330 calories and has 31 grams of protein. So here's what I've got in the smoothie. I've got 1 cup of mustard greens, which I know not everybody likes, but I can't even taste them, and it works some leafy greens into my diet. So I've got, as I said, a cup of frozen mustard greens. I've got a cup of mixed berries today rather than just blueberries. It's mixed berries, blueberries, strawberries, blackberries, all of those. 1 cup of that. Then I've got 1 scoop of Perk chocolate vegan protein powder and 2 scoops of PB Fit powder. And then I've added 1 cup of soy milk. That's how I ended up with the extra protein in this today. So again, 31 grams of protein, only about 330 calories. This will be breakfast I'm just eating my breakfast while I monitor the halls during passing period. Typical day. Okay, it's Thursday and it's lunchtime. I already had a smoothie for breakfast. That smoothie was about 330 calories. And now for lunch and my afternoon snack, I have everything that you see before you here. We have a Honeycrisp apple. We have about 6 ounces of carrots. I'm gonna skip the hummus today, mainly because I'm out of it and I haven't been to the store to buy more. And it's just been too busy at home to make it on our own. We have sparkling water, no sugar, no artificial sweeteners. Love these things. You might say, why? They're gross. They have no flavor. No, it's not about the flavor for me on these. It's about the feel. It's a cold can. I get to crack it open. It's carbonated. It's a nice treat. And it has no calories and no artificial sweeteners, which makes me very happy. We've got yet another serving of my protein-packed chickpea pasta with mixed vegetables. I've already told you what's in this. It's just the next serving of it. I know some of these things I've got on repeat. Listen, guys, I'm telling you, having batch cooked foods and then keeping them on repeat for several days throughout the week, as long as you have varied the ingredients and have lots of different things in here. I've got protein, I've got carbs, I've got fiber, there's a little bit of healthy fat in here. This is a really complete meal, and it's got vegetables, it's got everything I need. And so having that on repeat has been super easy. And then, of course, I have another overnight oats, which again is on repeat, but it's delicious. I'm probably going to have this and the carrots and this for lunch, and then I'll have this for a mid-afternoon snack, and I'll have that for a late afternoon snack, maybe the other way around, I'm not sure. But basically this is lunch and snacks for the rest of the day. That's going to put me at a total of 71 grams of protein for those of you that are interested. 71 grams between breakfast, lunch, and my snacks of protein in this meal. It's also going to leave me about 716 calories remaining for dinner, which is more than enough for most dinners that I would have. I really don't want to have too much more than that at dinner because I like to front load my calories when I can. Now, I might even have a few more calories to spend on dinner and an evening snack if I go for a long walk today, which is my plan. I went for a long walk on Monday, rested on Tuesday, went to the gym and worked out with a short 1 mile walk yesterday. And so my plan has me going for another 2 or 3 or more mile walk this evening. So that's my plan. That'll actually give me a little more to spend on dinner should I choose to, have more than 716 calories. Now, one of the things that I find interesting is to look at what I've eaten in a day and what I'm planning to eat, and to sort of see what the breakdown is on my macros. So with everything I've had so far today and everything that I've got right here, that breaks those calories that I have eaten. Again, 330 calories for breakfast, 912 calories for everything that you see here. Of those calories, probably about 57% of those, or 58% of those, 59%, somewhere in there, are complex carbohydrates. 20% of them are fat, and the remaining 27% is protein. So that is actually 10% lower on the fat than I allow myself, 7% higher on the protein than is my goal. So my macros are looking really good so far today, and I'm going to turn off this camera and enjoy a delicious lunch. See you later.
Raised on hose water and neglect. Gen X.
So it is Thursday evening. It is about 7:24, and I'm about to sit down for dinner. I've got a burrito here that I'm having. This is on an Extreme Wellness tortilla. It's got a half a cup of chickpeas. It's got a small avocado all mashed and mixed together with a little bit of salt and garlic powder. And then I've added in some cilantro and green onions and wrapped it all together. And then I'm going to finish off dinner with this Builder bar for dessert. All together, that's going to put me at just over 1,900 calories for the day, and I'll be sitting very nicely at 102 grams of protein. So this is promising to be a very delicious burrito, very flavorful, especially with all the cilantro and green onion in it. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my dinner. Good evening, friends. We come now to the intersection of 2 goals that I set for myself this week. One was that I would exercise at least 4 to 5 times this week, and this evening's walk makes number 3 for this week. The other goal that we are intersecting with is that I also committed to not record or film or edit videos after 10 p.m. and it is currently 9:50 or so. So I'm about to say good night and put an end to any further production for the evening. All of this is in response to my week 35 update. In the week 35 update, I shared with you how my scale had stuck at a number I didn't like and that I needed to get myself back on track. And so I set 3 or 4 key goals that I thought would help do that. Well, so far, it's working great. I've been maintaining the goals that I set, and the scale is moving in the right direction. All right, it is Friday morning. Friday, this is the last day of the Everything I Eat Over 5 days that I'm showing you today, and here's what I've brought with me. These two together are 1 Honeycrisp apple, so that's half an apple each. Then we've got a bowl of overnight oats, and we've got a bowl of chickpeas. I'm probably going to end up adding the chickpeas to the oats, mixing them together and having half of them for breakfast and half of them for lunch. That sounds weird, and I've never tried it before, but I feel like experimenting today. Some of you are going to think this is gross, and you might be right. But if I can find a bowl to mix them together in around here somewhere, I'm probably going to try that. And I'm going to try a nutrition bar today. That is right side up for you, but if I want to read it in terms of the nutritional information, I got to turn it over like that. So let's see. It's 1 bar is 190 calories, 13 grams of fat, 17 grams of carbs, 3 grams of sugar, 1 with added sugar, and 12 grams of protein. So not the best mix of macros, but it's not bad. I'm going to give it a try. But here's the cool thing. All this together, including the bar, I'll make a little bridge there. Ooh, look at that. All of this together, including the protein bar, is going to be 1,111 calories, which will leave me 827 calories for the afternoon and evening. And the macros on this combination actually breaks down really well. 49% are carbs, 29% fat, and 22% of the calories come from protein. So this is a great macro combination of foods in regards to the nutrients that it gives and should keep me satisfied through most of the day. So this is it. This is all of it. I may, if I find the bowl, mix those together, and if I do, I'll show you. But hey, I don't know that that's going to happen for sure. So let's go ahead and do this though. Let's break our fast. I've been fasting for over 12 hours now, and I've entered the feeding window, and I'm a little hungry, so we'll start with an apple. So good. Some of you may think that what I am about to do is gross. I have here some overnight oats made according to my typical recipe. And I have here some chickpeas that I made in my Instant Pot. Now this was intended to be my breakfast, and this was intended to be my lunch. But I've decided that I want to try something a little different today. And I'm going to mix the two of them together and see how it turns out.
I got a bad feeling about this.
So we'll start with the oatmeal. And my motivation for doing this is that I didn't bring anything to put on the chickpeas, and they're a little bit dry because they were cooked in the Instapot, and I rinsed and drained them, and they're good, but I'd like something to hold them together, and I usually bring some hummus or some hot sauce or something, and I didn't. So I thought, what if I just mix them with the oats? What'll that be like? So I don't know.
Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! No, Will Robinson!
I'm mixing this all together so that the flax and the chia and the oats and the soy milk and the blueberries that are all part of this recipe right here are mixed together well. So I'm gonna take some of them. I'm not gonna put all of them in here because if this is terrible, I'm gonna save some of this for my lunch. So we're gonna put a little bit of that in there. And then we're gonna add some of these delicious looking chickpeas right here. Just gonna put those in there like that. Okay. And then we're going to mix it up. Mix that all up. It doesn't look particularly good or bad. It just looks like, oats with little like beige cereal in there. That's what it looks like. All right, so here it is. All right, I don't know if I could show you there really well. There it is. So let's give it a try. Are you ready? Let's see how this is. It's not bad. It's not like the best thing in the world, but it's pretty good.
Could be worse. How?
Yeah, the sweetness from the oats and the saltiness from the chickpeas, because that's all I cooked them with, was a little salt. All right, y'all. This is what I'm having for breakfast and for lunch. I'm going to mix my oats and my chickpeas. I would tell you to try it, but I know that some of you will never try this, no matter how good I tell you this is.
Thanks, but no thanks.
But what a great way to add extra protein and fiber to your oats, huh? Just adding some chickpeas in there. Wow. That's not bad. All right. All right, it is Friday afternoon, and I'm about to hit the road for a men's conference in Houston. I've got some folks riding here with me, so I'm not going to talk long. I don't want to keep them waiting. But here's how I'm ending my day dietarily. We've got some healthy vegan bites. These are some oatmeal cookies I have talked about in the past. These are absolutely delicious. That will be dessert. I always need a snack when I'm driving. I'm sorry, I just do. So I have an IQ bar, another one. That'll be my second one for the day. And, I'm on the road. There's not a lot that I have to choose from, and I've got to be able to drive and eat at the same time. So I have opted for Taco Bell. Yes, folks, Taco Bell, but before you criticize me, this is one of the best options you can grab when you're on the road. It may be processed, yes. It may have stuff in it you don't necessarily want, but it is plant-based. It's got a lot of protein. What you do is you tell them to leave off the cheese, add some pico de gallo, and throw in a few other things like black beans. So a lot of protein in that. Forgive me for the flour tortilla. I apologize. But all in all, I'd say it's been a great 5 days, and I will record just a little bit more sometime either later today or tomorrow to let you know what the final numbers were and how it all worked out. Thanks for watching. Pit stop snack, wasabi almonds, the best. It seems appropriate that I end this video in the same place that it began, on my commute. So as I'm driving home, I want to reflect for a moment with you on where we've been over the last week. In the week 35 update, I shared 3 goals that I had set for myself in order to get back on track with my weight loss. I said that I wanted to track every meal, and I did that. And the result was that I ate in between meals a lot less. I was much more conscientious of the caloric density of the foods that I partook of. And I stayed well within my caloric budget. So that was great. Mission accomplished. I also said that I was going to restrict filming and video editing to cut it off at 10 o'clock every night. The ultimate goal being that I would get more sleep. And on average, I would say I got about an hour more sleep per night. So again, mission accomplished. That went really, really well. The third thing, or maybe it was the second and I've got them out of order, I don't know. But the other thing was that I was going to work out 4 to 5 times during the week. And I have to say, I did not accomplish that goal. I had failed to take into account the fact that I had to drive back and forth to Houston and that there was a men's conference that I was attending. And bottom line, I exercised 3 times last week. I could make excuses and try to justify it as I did a moment ago, but the reality is I just didn't do it. That having been said, I will say that by trying to exercise 4 to 5 times per week, I managed to exercise 3 times. Which had I not made the effort, I might not have done. So while I can't count it as a win, I can certainly say that it's something that I want to try again. And I am pleased with the progress that I made. There was one other goal that I set for myself that I did not share with you, and that was the goal to drink a gallon of water every day. I realized that I wasn't getting enough hydration. I'd just gotten lazy about drinking water, and so I set some goals for myself regarding how and when I was going to get in the water that I needed to drink, and I'm happy to say I succeeded. I managed to drink a gallon of water every day, and the results of the more conscientious eating and of the more sleep and of the more exercise and certainly of the greater hydration was that over the course of the week, from Monday to Friday, I dropped from 245 to 240 pounds, which means I only have 5 pounds to go before I reach my goal of having lost 100 pounds in 2025. So I want to thank you for joining me for the journey over this last week. Please leave a comment. Let me know what part of it was interesting to you. If you're still here with me after this long, probably the longest video I've ever posted on this channel, if you're still here with me at the end of all that, all I can say is thank you for sticking around. Please leave a comment. Let me know what it was about this video that made you want to stay till the end. And if you have any questions about anything that I shared, please let me know. I'll answer them to the best of my ability. Again, thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.